Alright, welcome back to Red Dead Redemption. This is part 3, and in this part, we're going to make our way to Armadillo and meet Marshall Johnson and Nigel West Dickens and do some of their quests. So, from where we left off at McFarlane's ranch, we want to head out to Hennigan's Stead in this open plains area, and before we do any missions, we're going to ride around in this plains area and look for deer. We're going to need to kill and skin 5 deer for our next Master Hunter challenge, and also killing a deer will be animal number 7 for the unnatural selection achievement. So come out here and start looking for deer. In this case I found 2 or 3 next to each other. I was able to kill 2, so that's 2 kills and 2 skins right at the start. Again, just like always, the animals kind of spawn randomly, but they will always spawn in the same area. They can spawn in other areas other than this open plains area, but I just like this area because they're easy to see. It's nice and open, but you can find them in other places. They won't necessarily be in the exact same spots that I find them. They might not. So just ride around and look for them. So that's 2 kills, 2 skins already. Now we're going to look around for some more. Just need 3 more here. I usually seem to find them in groups of 2 or 3. So if you can find 2 groups, if you're lucky, 2 groups. If you're unlucky, you'll need to find 3 groups. Like me. I found 2 groups of 2, I believe. So now I need to find an extra group. But it's not that big a deal. Just riding around for an extra couple minutes. Not too much of an issue. Deer are the easy ones. Later on, there will be challenges where you need to hunt much smaller creatures that are much harder to see, and you'll need to be doing it at night. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, let's just worry about the deer. So that's 4 deer killed and 4 deer skinned for me. Now I'm just going to ride around and look for 1 more. Now I was also able to find this group of wild horses here, which you should also find at some point. You're going to need to find a group of wild horses and try and kill one, because they do count for the unnatural selection achievement, unfortunately. Now, unfortunately also, you can't lock onto them, so that's cool. So they're basically friendly, but you also need to kill them as a wild animal, so unfortunate, but that's going to be animal number 8 for unnatural selection. You do not need to skin it, but I figured we killed it, might as well skin it. And also, if your horse is nearby, he might run away when you skin a horse, but it's not a big deal. Just whistle for him, he'll come right back. Also, feel free to kill any other animals that you missed in the last time we were here. So there'll be hawk, songbird, and snake, anything like that. And here I find another group of 2. Not sure how that deer survived 2 shots, but it's not a big deal. And this should be our last deer kill and skin for the 2nd rank of Master Hunter Challenge. So once you've done that, you can finally make your way to Armadillo and we can start doing some of these quests, some of these missions. Now you're going to see some stranger missions pass by. I'm just going past those because, again, this part is just doing the main quests and the main missions until we get the Spurred to Victory achievement. That way we can minimize our time with the single horse, or minimize our time trying to take care of the single horse. Now when you meet the Marshal, this is the mission we're going to have to get the gold medal on. So when you do this, you want to skip all the cutscenes. Even if you want to watch them, they still count towards time, and you need to do this mission in a short amount of time, in under 2 minutes 15 seconds if I remember correctly. So you want to skip the first cutscene, you want to run to the first X immediately, just leave Johnson behind, skip the next cutscene, immediately call for your horse, and start running towards the red dot, leaving the marshal behind. In this case, you can't leave the marshal behind because as soon as you get on your horse and start riding away, it'll teleport him onto the horse as long as you're not looking at him, and he will be right behind you. So just follow the road as fast as you can, but remember not to run your horse out of stamina, or it will slow down, kick you off, and you'll have to wait for the horse to calm down before you can get back on it. So just watch your horse's stamina, follow the road like I do, and eventually you will slow down and get another cutscene. You want to skip that, and as soon as you spawn in, you want to walk up to the wagon and take cover, and you're going to need to not miss any shots, and you need 5 headshots. So there's 1 headshot. After you kill that guy, you want to move up, kill the next guy with a headshot. After you kill him, you want to move up to this rock, take cover, and for me, these guys were all bunched up over here, which can happen. You need to remember to get 3 more headshots, and do not miss any shots, so that's 5 headshots for me. And normally I'd want to take him alive, but we are needing to do it fast, so I just killed him as fast as I could. And I did get a headshot, but if you shoot him, you need to make sure you don't miss. And if you did everything correctly, you get a gold medal. Now, those guys don't always get bunched up, so I'm going to show you here where they would be if they weren't all bunched up. So one would be here, one would be behind the outhouse, and the other one would be right in this corner here. So now you know if they're not bunched up, then that's where they're going to be. And you can come in the house and you can open this chest for a good sum of money. Not the $4 I just picked up, but if you wait a second, it'll show it at the bottom of the screen here when I get on my horse. $38, not bad. That almost doubles our money available. Also, if you do not get the gold medal, you can go to your stats in your pause menu, and you should be able to replay a mission, any of the missions you've already played, to give it another go. So here, I did get this treasure hunter to spawn. So this is what you're going to need to find as you're free roaming around. You need to save the treasure hunter, and then talk to him, and he will give you a map. And that will be treasure hunter challenge number 1, just completely random. But I believe the game will try and give it to you early. If you happen to ride by it, then it'll spawn it somewhere else close by later on, as long as you're in free roam. So just be sure to do that. If the treasure hunter does die, you can loot his corpse to find the map and complete the first challenge that way. But might as well try and save him. Now I did want to point out that anytime you're an armadillo, someone might challenge you to a duel. Now it's not required. It's required for an outfit, but that outfit is not required for the 100%. It's just a cool outfit, so if you're an armadillo, might as well do a duel if someone challenges you. So just keep an eye out for that if you want that real cool outfit. But we're going to start the next mission, so go walk up to the sheriff's office again, and should start up a mission, and you're going to need to follow the marshal all the way to Pike's Basin, this canyon here. Now you're going to need to get off your horse and walk down the canyon. It's going to take a little while. But as a good tip, you can change which shoulder the camera is over by using the left and right D-pad. So you could get a better view around this corner. Now what I would do, I ended up dying because I pushed up too far, not knowing that there was a guy up on the hill, or not remembering. So I would take cover here and immediately take that guy out. And you can start taking out the other guys here. And just run up and take out the other ones once you can push up a little bit. Now here you can go left or right. Here I was looting. You can either go left with the deputies or right with the marshal. I usually go with the marshal. You could go with the deputies because that would make it 3 people instead of 2 people. You know, more firepower on the left side. But I tend to go on the right side just because I like going with the marshal. I don't know. Feels like what you're supposed to do since it would be 2 and 2. But also, if you went 3 and 1, make the marshal look a little cool because he'd be mowing through enemies on his own. Kind of like Marston does. But this is kind of introducing you to gang hideouts. This is a gang hideout here, but it's not going to count as a gang hideout because you're doing it during a mission. Excuse me. So this is technically a mission. It's not a gang hideout, but Pike's Basin is a gang hideout that you can return to at any point to clear out. It's not just going to be there all the time. You know, you're going to have to wait for all the enemies to respawn after a few days. But anyways, just keep pushing up with the marshal. Once you get up to this camp, there's going to be a couple enemies behind this rock here. So just take them out. You can click in on the left thumbstick to crouch if you don't want to take cover, or if the cover you're using is a little wonky and doesn't let you aim. But once you take everyone out here, there's a couple chests here that you can open for money. You can loot all the corpses. You can also loot the chests for ammo. You're going to pick up all the ammo off the corpses as well, so you'll have plenty of ammo. Just remember to loot the chests, because I'm pretty sure they give you a good amount of money. And then once you've done that, you can move forward with the marshal. Now, I thought the snipers were up on this hill, because that's where they are, I think, in multiplayer. But these ones ended up being just right across the way, so don't let me confuse you with that. This one's hard to see behind the tree. And then there's another guy that I didn't shoot, but there's also these guys over here that you need to take out. There's no cover on the bridge, so you need to be careful. I almost die here, but luckily Marshall pushed up and the deputies pushed up and were able to kill that guy for me. Now I'm going to stop and loot some corpses. And I really would recommend running around and looting everything that you can, because we are going to need a good chunk of money before we make the $10,000, which will be in an episode coming up. But we are going to need a good chunk of money before that, so run around and loot as much as you can. Loot the corpses for money, loot chests for money, anything you can find to make a quick buck. So once you get here, the marshal will say to get as close as possible without them noticing. Once he moves up to that rock, you can also move up to that rock if you want, but I didn't need to do that. I didn't feel the need to do that, so I just started shooting. Still looting as we're being shot at. Be careful, because these guys might be hiding behind bushes and stuff and rocks on the path. Now you're going to walk down this sort of ramp or this incline, and there's going to be more guys at the bottom and more guys down at the tents. If they get close to those TNT things, you can shoot them and use those to kill the guys, but I just shot them to show you where they were. They don't typically move near the TNT, but in the event that they do, might as well use the TNT. Now the last couple of guys just ended up getting killed by our NPC allies here, so just running around looting now. And once you make it to the bottom, you should free the ranchers and get a cutscene, and you'll spawn in here. Now you want to be careful here to not get on any of the horses that aren't yours. It kind of almost baits you into getting on a horse. Like there's that one there at the corral. And there's also one literally waiting for you by the exit. Also, when you're going through looting these tents, there's chests in those to get some more money. As you can see, we're racking up the cash here at $200, $227, $230. And I almost got on that horse, and then I remembered that's not my horse, luckily. So again, anytime you need your horse, whistle for it. Don't just get on any random horse. So next we're going to go meet with Nigel West Dickens. So whistle for your horse. Get on it. Don't pull it from the hitching post or anything like that. And don't hitch it anywhere. But I'm sure you knew that. So, mark the W on your map and just start heading over there. I went ahead and sped up this part because it's just me traveling, as I've been doing. Now I heard some gunshots, so I was going to see if it was someone I could save from the Baller Twin gang for an outfit objective, but it wasn't. So, just remember to do that. If you hear gunshots, just go to it and see what it is. Do it. Might as well. Could be a treasure hunter for you. And once you pull up here, you'll get a cutscene. And you will end up on the wagon here. And this is just a big travel thing. Now he has a health bar at the top, and there's going to be guys chasing you and shooting at you. And his health bar is going to be slowly draining. I believe if he gets shot, that health bar is going to go down a big chunk. And it'll also drain faster if you get off the road. So if you start off-roading, his health will drain like really, really fast. So try not to off-road. You can see it right there, just suddenly drain a big chunk, even though I barely went over the off-road. So, again, just stay on the road as much as you can. It should mark where you're supposed to go. And try and take out the guys chasing you. Now, I also want to point out that while you're driving a carriage and you are aiming and shooting, as long as the horses are moving, they will follow the road. You won't have to steer them or anything. So you can focus on shooting and stuff. So once you make it to Armadillo, you'll get a cutscene and you will leave the doctor's office, and that will be the end of the mission. And that was meeting Nigel West Dickens. So now we're nearing the end of the episode. We're going to walk into the Armadillo Saloon here, and we are immediately going to head up and buy the property here for $50. So that will be player home 2 of 13. And you can go in and there will be a container that respawns and you can get ammo from. And then we're going to head back down, and you want to pick someone, doesn't matter who, and just start fist fighting them. You'll know you knocked them out. If they're wearing a hat, their hat will fall off, and they will go limp and kind of ragdoll on the floor. So once you've done that, that's how you know you knock someone out, and you can run back to your player home, save the game, and that will be the end of the episode. So thanks for tuning in, and make sure you tune in to the next one. See ya.